My name is Sylvia Toy. Today is March 28th, 2016. Thank you for watching this video. I am an actor, performance artist, avant-garde filmmaker, video artist, and sometime writer. I used to be a sculptor. I worked in wood, hand carving, for years and years and years and years and years, and then finally, after overexposure to sawdust, I suppose, I developed an allergy, and unless I want to wear a hazmat suit, which I do not, I just can't be a wood sculptor anymore. Unfortunately, I never took to any other medium, any other way of making sculpture than wood carving. It's just right next to my soul. I loved it so much and still do. So I haven't been doing that since February 2010. I studied playwriting for 10 years. I was an actor doing some ensemble theater, and I've had very small parts in a few movies. Primarily in theater, I was a solo performer, writing plays, mostly autobiographical plays, in which I played all the characters. I toured quite a lot. I got paid fairly often mostly as a solo theater artist. I think most of the ensemble theater that I did, I received nothing or very little for my work. I feel really fortunate to have had all the careers that I've had, and to be able to use some of what I learned while I was a theater artist and while I was active in the visual arts scene, to use all those things that I learned as a careerist in building my career as, I call them performance art movies, because that's what they are. I studied playwriting too long for my movies not to be narrative. My most basic art form is acting. Like I said earlier, I am also a sometime writer, and I'm making this video because I've been trying to construct an outline in my head for an essay, or probably 2 or 3 essays, about what is an emerging artist. You've probably never heard of me unless you're part of the network of international video artists, international performance artists. You've never heard of Sylviatoyindustries. That's my brand. But I'm getting into shows, and I'm actually selling a few videos per month on Amazon, I'm hoping. And once again, as I found myself in the visual art world, and as I found myself in both small avant-garde theater, I felt like what I was doing was legitimate. But the theater that I did, even the theater, the ensemble theater that I got paid for, would not be considered legitimate theater. And I don't argue with people about that. Everybody I know who's an actor, who directs plays, who writes plays, has a professional attitude and works very hard. And most of them, I don't think they spend a lot of time thinking about whether they're legitimate or not. because they're working so hard, and they're putting their heart and soul, and a lot of times making economic sacrifices in order to try to make good art. I was an emerging artist. Most of the people I worked with or worked under, whether they were producers, whether they were directors, whether they were playwrights, critics, curators, we were all in this group of emerging. And for me, emerging is as much a noun that describes sort of a state or a culture, or even a class, not just a classification. For me, emerging artists is curious. I think it's probably a device. I'm exploring it. I'm researching. I'm trying to pull my thoughts out, because I find myself referencing my own experience in other mediums so often when I'm trying to make a choice about how to market myself, about what videos to make free. Most of my videos are free to watch on the web. There's about 500 of them. Then I have maybe almost 15 videos now that I'm trying to sell to the general public. I'm not just like any other small entrepreneur trying to sell my product. I still exhibiting because I'm still trying to get work seen by, I call myself niche on the web. I'm not expecting to become a celebrity or to become famous, or certainly not to make a lot of money selling performance art movies on Amazon. I'm sure that most of the people who've bought, for example, my movie Lucy, most of those people, they might not have ever gone to a theater or a gallery to even see performance art. I think those people are really brave to spend a couple of bucks to download this thing that a lot of my filmmaker and visual arts contacts say they don't know what that is. So, in a way, I feel like I'm out in the Wild West, and at the same time, I'm in the civilized, educated, intellectual world where ideas are being embodied in art forms. And I'm just wondering, what is this label, this caste, this classification that I've been under for so long in so many different mediums? What is emerging artist?